I would like to introduce Valerie, who is, I want to introduce Valerie, who is our auction chair. And she's going to talk about mailing miniatures and shipping miniatures, mostly for the auction, but anytime.
Mm.
All right, Valerie.
Hi, I'm going to be reviewing some things you may already know, and some things I've discovered that uh, seem to be helpful for me. Some of the ideas I am going to talk about will also work for when we do swaps. So the first part is getting boxes. You can get like the old, but I would recommend if you put like masking tape or the painter's tape over it, because different shipping places or companies use those barcodes to direct where the packages may go. Um, you can get free boxes, like these, and if you don't want to pay the prices, you can cover it with brown paper. Brown paper can be gotten from the stores where you say if they ask you for paper or plastic, you just grab, oh, I'll take a brown paper bag, and you can wrap it. And one of the advantages of that, I use pirate ship to ship things. You can use pirate ship for not just for business, but if you had to, I set it up for my miniature business, but I'm sure you could set it up under um, Marsha's family business if they had to have a name like that.
You
You
don't
don't have
have to
to.
have, you can just set it up
Yeah,
under your
just
name. You don't
personal.
even have to
Okay.
have a, yeah.
Okay. The advantages of pirate ship is that it will calculate the rate, but it will give you a long list of possible ways to ship something. For example, something that's priority normally might cost you $20.30, but on pirate ship, it's $10.65, which you're saving 48%. You can do the ground advantage, or you could do UPS, you could do the priority box itself, and it still will give you a bit of a savings. Okay. One of the things for inside of each box, what you can use for packing material. Sorry, let me back up one more. For your boxes, you can maybe go to your stores, your grocery stores. Maybe if you go to the doctor's offices and they've gotten their little supplies, they might be willing to give you those for free. Different places will, different places won't. I asked at a Walmart one time and they refused because of, I guess, a fear of liability. Um, but also too, let's say you get a package that comes in the mail, you can always put other box stuff in it. So let's say if you wanted to put something in here that was fragile, but maybe put more stuff in and around. Let's say this is the more fragile item that you don't want to have bouncing around, breaking up other stuff, or as it shakes, you feel like it's gonna damage the stuff inside. Some of the cheap cushionings, when you get your packages, you may get the wrapping. Just shove it in, makes a nice little cushion. You can put your miniature in it and it won't rattle around. That's the main thing. If you pack it and you can hear it rattle, try it again. Okay. You can use paper towels. You can use tissue paper. You can use the bubble wrap, the peanuts that you get from the other packages. I've saved for years, and I've got tons of peanuts that I don't have to go out and buy any. Okay. Something I did play around with. Um, we all have tons of vote for this and give me money for that. Put those papers in a shredder. Great packing material. Makes a nice cushion to either lay on if you wanted to conform around an item, you can release the air out, like burp the air out. And it'll fit a little bit better around. You can tape it to keep it from bouncing around into the other parts. I would recommend, if you are using bubble wrap, you're going to tape it, use the painter's tape. The regular packing tape can have a real strong grip, so that when you're trying to pull this apart, things can go flying one way and break. I had something that I got from one of the auctions that was wrapped in a bubble wrap. To get the tape off, I pulled real hard and I ended up damaging the item inside. That was like a laser cut item. It I couldn't use it anymore. Let's see what other things. Let's see what other quickies. So some of the things I'm saying, I don't know if we can see. With it bouncing around, sometimes things can come chipped. And this can't be put up for auction like that, because the person is expecting it to come pristine, but now it's got little chips from bouncing around in the box. Or these nice little delicate items, they're great, but you can have one little piece that's chipped off, and that can have the item where it would be in a grab bag, but not, let's say, up for real auction prices. Okay. You can also, like I said, the little boxes, when you get your miniatures, you can use these to put other miniatures in. Or if you do use medicine containers, they have to be washed out very, very well, because just in case somebody might be, I would not recommend this. It's great for storage, but for shipping things, you don't know if sometimes the person you're sending this to may be allergic to the medicine that you've had in here. The label is off, you don't remember what the medicine is, but that person may be allergic to it. When we go to the name or different shows, the name has their table. They have a lot of little items that are reasonably priced that you can use for individual storage. This I got for $1, and I can see what's inside, and I can store a whole bunch of little things. But one more thing. Oh, also too, like I think for the cushion, I can put something in here and maybe put it in a regular, flat envelope, but it's cushioned, and it'll keep, let's say, a kit from being destroyed or damaged.
Hopefully.
Um, Jackie had told us about on Temu how they have the little containers they're like for $1.99, you could get 20 or 30 of them. Also too, the Dollar Tree has little containers for like the individuals. Let's say if you're sending 10 or 12 of something for a gift exchange. A side note, some of us are going to be going to the convention in Franklin, and we may win a house party helper, or we may get a raffle item or something like that. for those items, you may have to figure out how to get it home. One of the things I would suggest for getting it home is if you have stuff stuffed inside or anything that's loose, take it out, put that in your carry-on or your personal, carrier, and pad the outside well, and maybe even bring your own little box that you can fold up and put it in your suitcase. But when you're ready to go home, you can use this kind of a box, to take those items home. That is my basic talk. I didn't know if anybody have any questions.
There is some in the chat box and I'll read them.
Okay.
In items like that Valerie just talked about, packing the inside of the box is more important than the outside.
Yeah. Like I
Because
said,
if something comes loose inside the scene, it can crush everything else in the inside of the box.
so if I had something in the box like this, just like this could bounce around. Okay, this item came in tissue paper and it was wrapped in here. It was packed in, it bounced around, and one of the pieces got chipped off the edge. It has to be a nice tight fit. That's why I'm saying the paper that you shredded, you can get these little plastic bags from Michael's or what have you, but the shredding is free. And you can determine what size bag or whatever you need. I even have some that are for the base that are, little Ziploc bags. Let's say you've used this before. Now, instead of throwing it out, you can put your shredding in here. And like I said, if it rattles, try again. You need to pack more stuff in it so it doesn't move around. The airline handlers, luggage handlers, UPS delivery drivers, postal workers, do not assume it's going to be delicately placed somewhere. It is easier to toss it across the room than to take it across the room. So
I told you it was in there.
so
It was in there.
Somebody needs to mute themselves.
I gotta call that place tomorrow and get these hearing aids.
Yeah, you call them tomorrow. I'll go with you.
Whoever's talking, please mute yourself.
You can do it, Marcia.
I know, but it's almost.
you got to find them first.
Anyway, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so stuff like this, if you wanted to, let's say you go to the at the convention, you go to the garage sale, you get this, you may be able to find a whole bunch of little things that you want to get in here. Like I said, I paid $0.25 for this at one of the at one of the shows at the name table. So there's a lot of creative ways, but a lot of fun things you can do to get your miniatures home safe and sound.
Suggestion. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. If you have questions, please.
I'll go through the chat box and then
It's not a question.
Questions or other ideas.
I wanted to add to her thing.
Okay.
Okay, let me wait a minute. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
If you are sending something like
your background,
you got to check your background.
Get rid of my background. Sorry.
No worries.
I love the backgrounds, but no good for sharing. Okay, now I'm gonna go back here.
And get your picture back.
I know. Well, wait. Oh, I see what I have to do this. Oh, wait, where's my picture?
Right.
Where are you?
Oh my gosh, what is wrong with this person? All right. So say you're sending a room box, something like this, and it's got all this stuff in here. And it's all glued down. Your furniture and your accessories are glued down. In spite of that, what I use is Kleenex because it's very soft and and it doesn't knock things out of place. But you could use tissue paper or you could use even popcorn, but stick it in there to hold everything where it goes. And then wrap it and put it in your box. Because what happened, when we sent all centerpieces for the online house party, or no, it wasn't the online house party, it was the Portland party that we had to have online.
Yeah.
I ended up shipping those out to people. But when they came to me, what happened was maybe a jar in the kitchen broke loose in the just jostling, and the outside of it was all packaged, but nothing was stuck inside to hold things in place. So that little cookie jar or whatever it was fell out, banged around in there, knocked other things out, broke pieces of wood in the thing, and kind of destroyed the whole thing. And then I couldn't always find all the little pieces to put back together. And we're not going to do that for auctions. We're not going to do that. We'll just throw it in the garbage if it's all beat up like that. So it's just much better if you package it firmly.
Inside.
You can use even old,
Oh, those plastic, you know what, like vegetable bags and soft plastic bags like that would be really good also to stick in there to hold things in place.
They tend to be form-fitting and go in those little nooks and crannies to kind of hold things in. So you can just keep packing it till it's firm, don't overdo it, but yeah.
So I'm shutting up now. Now you can call on people.
Okay, chat box. I've taken some boxes and turned them wrong side out, so any printing was inside. Sure, you remove any personal information.
Can I show you an example?
Sure. And that was that Kelly?
Kelly, yeah.
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
find her.
Oh, I don't want to take my background off.
Oh, there you go.
Put it in front of your face.
Yeah, because right now we just see background.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty.
well, I'm inside of a closet of all places.
I can see the box.
Background.
If you hold it right in front of your face, we could see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oops.
maybe.
Can you see enough of it?
No.
No, because did you move your face? Oh,
Yeah, we see your fingers.
we see your fingers. Oh, this is not working.
All right.
I have a suggestion for that,
When all else fails.
if you have a box like this and it may have some personal information on it, you could just use painter's tape or duct tape over it instead of turning it inside out, because not all boxes can reconfigure inside out. You can just put paper over it. You can put duct tape over it.
What about black marker?
Black marker, painter's tape, whatever will work.
Really messy.
cover that?
Black mark.
Valerie, painter's tape will come off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or like I said, if you want to use, you have some duct tape or black marker, you can mark it all out.
Yeah, black marker works fine usually.
What for, let's say if I was going to use another, Amazon box, when I put the label on, I just put my label right on top. I use tape to cover the label to keep it from getting messed up if, let's say, it's going out in the rain. That way the printing, they'll be able to see the printing. They can just wipe it off if they need to.
One thing I have to say about turning boxes inside out, it's not a bad idea if you want to go through all that sweat and tears. But
Yes, okay.
but
Kelly,
it's not a bad idea. However, do not do it with priority boxes. The post office will know, they can tell that it's a priority box turned inside out, and they don't want people taking free boxes, turning them inside out and using them.
yeah,
for
there's
free
printing
boxes.
on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kelly.
Okay.
On the inside is printing, but if you
One that a piece
cover
of
it with brown
computer
paper,
Equipment came in
Right.
and you can break it down
Yeah.
and just turn it wrong side out.
Oh, yeah, that was something like that would do
Mhm.
really
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I'm
Kelly, you had
always
something
stealing the
else on there?
the boxes my husband's tools come in.
mhm.
Oh,
There's-
those are good.
He'll buy
bulk.
something and I'll turn it wrong side out. And I'm forever stealing those.
They're
My
good.
husband, we just got something in for, we're redoing the bathroom. And inside, one of those for the plumbing has a stiffer black molded stuff.
Mhm.
It's great for maybe sticking, some stuff that's, you can stick a whole bunch of, delicate little things in this way, wrap them with tissue paper and stick them in, but they won't jostle around because it'll have a nice firm fit. Or
Yeah.
you can just store your paintbrushes or what have yous in them.
Kelly, you had another one here about great stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. You get it at your Home Depot or Lowe's or whoever it is, and it's an expanding foam. And what I've seen done is that there's two different kinds. One of them expands really fast, but you want the slow stuff so you can see what it's doing.
Right.
Anyway, you spray it in your box and then put like I don't know, a garbage, one of those grocery bags around your item and
Mhm.
gently kind of hold it in there and that foam will expand up. You don't want to cover the whole item, but just enough so that it's securely in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll conform to any shape. So if
Yeah,
you have something really weird, it would work really good for that.
I have had to where the FedEx people have done that with sending dollhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And there, like you're saying, there's the two types. I think the type that they have may be the fast expanding, that it's almost like a little brick around the house. It may curve and do stuff, but sometimes it is at a spot where, let's say you have the porch and it's here, and then it gets jostled around and it beats up that porch, and I've had that come off. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one other way.
Mm-hmm. It is very good for keeping things from moving back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a entry on the chat box. USPS does not recommend using brown paper as it can catch in the machines they use.
True. Okay.
Anyone else got a comment or a question?
Marcia?
Yeah.
I have a comment. I don't know if anybody here is a first-time convention goer, but Valerie brought up about packing for conventions. What I have done in the past, I take a box with me, fill it with peanuts,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps to keep things in your suitcase steady too.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a good rapport with your local bank teller, they now have holes in them, but your coin boxes are very, very sturdy. And they would be very good and they would fit into a suitcase nice because they're not overly tall. And if you can get a couple of them, they're great for packing, like when you're traveling, not for mailing because they have holes in them.
Oh, another good place to get some, like I've gotten a lot of boxes. I used to work at a hospital, and I could go down to the loading dock, and they'd have a wide variety. Some have little slots, some you name it. But you figure that this is medical equipment that is getting shipped, so the boxes have to be sturdy. That's if you're shipping. If you're carrying it in your suitcase, it can be a light. It doesn't have to be that sturdy of an outside box. Like these, and you can cut them down and fold them flat and have maybe the popcorn separate, if it saves a little more space in your luggage.
You have to be careful of which state you're in too. It makes sure they're, like Debbie Young cannot use peanuts anymore because Washington State has banned them.
Yeah, California is thinking about it. I don't know if they've actually done it yet. They also have the biodegradable peanuts, but I don't know what the ruling is on that yet.
Yeah.
I just got a box from Debbie Young that had the peanuts that you dissolve. So
Yeah.
maybe those have not been banned yet.
Yeah. I went to a packing store and they were telling me about, they have the regular peanuts. This is peanuts I've had for years. But I noticed there's a newer kind that's kind of got a lighter or a different kind of color to them. It's hard to, let's see. Like this is more like the regular and this is like the newer kind.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, the cheap plastic bag. I mean, you can shove one or two of them down in a little box like this, if
Are you
Right.
talking about like Walmart plastic bags and grocery plastic
yeah,
bags?
the cheaper ones, not the ones you don't pay a dime for.
The ones, but I get some at Safeway that are very stiff and I wouldn't recommend those.
No, there are these,
Yeah, they're those little, the
but
cheese,
there's this.
that kind. And the ones you put your vegetables in, in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
department.
That's what I'm saying. Like also too, with these little bags, I mean, if I wanted to, I take out some of the stuff. I could put the item in here and have it cushioned that way.
Right. Also, Preble has on here, Walmart sells individual boxes.
But I'm also trying to talk to you about places where you can get them for free if you can.
Yeah.
Because like off Home Depot, Office Depot, Lowe's, they have them, but you're going to pay for them. And if you
Yeah.
go to a shipping company, a box that you got this for free, they may charge you $2 for. So
Oh yeah, you can buy.
I admit I'm more of not a pack rat. I'm a pack elephant, but I save myself some money on when it's time to ship stuff out.
Anyone got any comments, any questions on packing for shipping?
Also, when you're shipping, if you're shipping more than one item, make sure that each item is secure in its spot.
Right.
Because a lot of times they'll secure it as a group, one
Mhm.
section, and they'll move and they'll break what's together, like Barbara
Mhm.
was saying about the house.
Yes.
But I've shipped a lot of doll molds, and when I pack them, but I buy styrofoam, I buy peanuts, because I'm charging the people for it anyway, but that way I don't have to even chance that what I'm selling. And my boxes, first thing I do when I seal them up is I shake them. If they move, I open it back up. I mean, I don't seal it, but I close it and I shake the box as hard as I can. And if it moves, I open it back up and I pack some more.
Yeah.
So
you go with the assumption that the person that's handling the box doesn't give a rat's ass about what's
Right.
in the box.
Exactly.
Or it's not my responsibility. I just got to move it from here to there. And if I can throw it across the room as opposed to walk it across the room. You've seen baggage handlers when they're getting the bags off the conveyor belt.
yeah,
They turn and fling. Sometimes they go over and they, little pat it down or whatever. But they're saving stuff. If they've got to do 500 of those a day.
I know we
they're
were
gonna
always
do
told
their
not
best
to write
save their bag.
fragile. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, we were told not to write fragile on boxes, but my FedEx guy and my UPS guy have both told me if it's something fragile, write on it. some will ignore it, but I mean, a lot will notice that it's saying fragile and they will actually be more gentle with it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of them are actually decent human beings, and so they see you've written fragile or you put the fragile tape on it or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I just wrote fragile on all
Yeah.
Yeah.
sides, all the way around, tops and bottoms, all the way around.
Mhm.
Wrote fragile, and I wrote it in big black marker
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't go buy the tape. I just wrote huge on there,
Mm-hmm.
and I do it with small packages too. If they're fragile, if it's something that can break, I'll write fragile on it too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
any more questions
yeah.
or comments on, do you have?
I have a
something, Carol?
I have a comment,
Okay.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that is as a recipient of lots of packages, because I almost don't go to the stores anymore. I order almost everything, including a lot of my miniatures. And I've, like recently, I got some stuff from Debbie Young with the peanuts in it. I hate peanuts in
Yeah.
packages. Absolutely hate them. They fall all over the place. They're a mess. They're hard to pick up. I don't mind things wrapped in Kleenex. I wouldn't mind them wrapped in a bag. Her shredded paper, all that stuff. I wouldn't mind that, but I detest receiving packages with peanuts.
Yeah.
What I hate are these little brick guys, because I don't know if you can kind of see off the edges, it starts to peel
Right.
Yeah.
and you get
And it
it
goes
all
all over the place. Yeah.
so it goes all over the place.
Yeah.
So like for what I do is I've repackaged them because let's say if I'm going to take this little guy to do a miniature show, this one is not bad for me, but I've had the ones where as you're pulling it out, it just disintegrates in your hand and there's little pieces all over and you've got it on you and your clothes and now your table's a mess.
Yep.
So that's the one I hate. But what I can,
Okay.
like I said, what I can do is do it in something else.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording now. Allison is here.
Mhm. Yay.